If you're somebody who suffers with casting the club in the downswing, losing your wrist angles and consequently affecting your contact, then this video is going to share with you the reasons that happens and specifically how to fix it using the HackMotion wrist sensor and the associated drills within the app. There truly is nothing more frustrating than inconsistent contact caused by prematurely losing your wrist angles in the downswing. Let's practice with the HackMotion wrist sensor and show you exactly how to solve that issue once and for all. So with my HackMotion wrist sensor and the drill opened within the app, I can work through a very specific process of learning to maintain the wrist angles through the downswing and all the way to impact. Take my setup, the app tells me to go to the top of my swing, where I'm going to get some feedback via a vibration in the sensor to tell me I'm in the correct spot. And then as I come down, if you look at the avatar, I'm trying to maintain the angle between my lead arm and the shaft for as long as possible in the downswing. That requires my lead wrist to be more flexed, my trail wrist to be more extended, and for me to have a conscious attempt in my mind to maintain this angle as I come down. I'm doing these slowly to show you what this would look like, and the app is picking up the fact that I'm maintaining these angles correctly. It's giving me the feedback that I'm doing a good job. That's a very slow rep just to start out understanding what this would feel like to bring the club down in the correct fashion. The last one I just did a little faster, and I also made sure I hit the ground. That's important. So we're bringing this club down. We also need to make sure that we're going to make contact with the ground at some point. If I do this incorrectly, I'd go to the top, get the feedback from the sensor that I'm in the right place, and then I'd start to unhinge the wrists early. That's the old problem, and again, the app would pick up on that. So you can start out, depending on your skill level, slowly. Understand the movements first, what that's supposed to feel like. And then the next step of this drill would be to begin hitting shots with it. It's a wonderful thing about this exercise and this training aid is that I can go to the top, get ready to come down, and actually start hitting balls, working on the same feeling. Again, the app gives me the feedback there that I really worked on keeping the wrist angles more forward. I was able to present more shaft lean, compress the ball, hit down more, and get the right sort of solid contact. So these little punch drills would be a great place for you to progress to once you've gone through the basic training of just learning what this should feel like coming down into the ball. Again, slow one for your benefit, just to see what it would feel like. Then the next one, we'll go ahead and speed the swing up. Once I get to the top, hold the wrist angles. Missed it, okay? So as I started to swing faster, the angles just started to come out a little bit prematurely. That's a great piece of feedback because you would never know that you'd done that just by looking at the ball flight. You need the measurement on your wrist to understand what's really happening. This part of the swing happens so quickly that it's quite difficult for you to change it because you're not really sure what you're supposed to feel. The perfect thing about this app and this training aid is it helps you to develop those feels that you need to take with you into the shot. Back to the top. Get up to the top, feel the wrist angle, hold the wrist angles into the downswing, lost it just a touch, so I need to work harder. This is a great exercise for you if you struggle with casting. It will train your wrist angles in the downswing, help you to keep the hands more forward, both in the downswing and at impact. This one will be a common one that some of you will see. That was recognized as the correct wrist angles in the downswing. And this is a really good one for us to talk about for a minute because this is an extremely common issue with golfers who try to improve their casting problem by having the wrist angles maintained for longer in the downswing. Okay, so this would look like less of a casting swing. But when they do that, they see the ball fly to the right. And the reason that they do that is despite having the right amount of wrist hinge from this angle with the hands forward, they have the club face, or they inadvertently move the club face into a position that's too open. And it's that opening of the club face that ultimately leads them back all the way to having to start flipping again at impact to try to square the club face. So there's a second drill that you can do here in conjunction with the casting feel to understand how to make sure the club face stays closed enough in the downswing. And this exercise would be known as the motorcycle drill. Motorcycle drill gets its name from a twisting of the club or a twisting of the grip that might be akin to twisting a motorcycle throttle. The rotation of the grip and the rotation of the shaft has a direct influence on the club face. So what do I mean? You could combine the casting feels with the motorcycle drill to get the perfect blend of wrist angles in the downswing and at impact. So if I went to the top in a similar way, now I'm doing the motorcycle drill. It just wants me to stand still at address. It's going to tell me when I can go to the top. I'm going to get that feel. Now in the downswing, what I'm actually doing here is twisting my wrist in a way that keeps the face closed. This drill gives me feedback on how much or how little of the twisting I need to do. That twisting is going to directly influence the club face. Let me do one incorrectly. Let me go to the top, hold the position, and now as I come down, start spinning the face open, and you'll see there on the app how far away from ideal my swing moved. As I swung down, I was opening the club face. I may have had the handle forward in terms of the casting feel, but I had that in conjunction with an open club face. And this is the key. If you struggle with casting, it's because you have the club face too open in the downswing. And you will always have to throw the club head and the shaft past your hands at impact in order to present some sort of functional club face. Despite the consequences that causes with regards to impact, you will always fall foul of that issue unless you have the club face suitably closed in the downswing. So a combination of go to the top, get the feedback, slow, come down, keep the wrist bent back, the right wrist back, the left wrist flat. Do that one more time. So from the beginning, go to the top, motorcycle drill, spin the club, down to impact. There we go. I was a little too flexed at the top. I'll do it one more time just to try to get the combination of wrist down, extend the wrist down, and have the handle forward. That time I got the green line the whole way down, and I had the feedback, the vibration in the sensor telling me that I was moving the wrist correctly. This takes some learning. The wrist movements are very complex. People get them wrong all the time. People learn wrists incorrectly from the very beginning and then spend the rest of their golfing days trying to overcome the issue. The combination of the motorcycle drill, where I'm twisting, I'll go to the top, keep the wrist in range, keep the wrist in range, there we go, perfect. The combination of the motorcycle drill and the casting drill, which also gives me feedback on whether I had the shaft leaning forward as I hit the ball or whether I let it overtake and hit him back. Those are the two drills in combination that will help you present the correct wrist alignments to your swing, introduce the best ball striking alignments that you've ever seen before, and help you hit the ball as well as you ever have done. If you haven't tried HackMotion, then I highly recommend it. It literally is the only training aid on the market that has the capability to show you exactly what's going on at the wrist level. And if you're serious about improving your golf, then understanding what your wrists are doing is absolutely fundamental to becoming a better golfer. Check out the information in the link below. Go ahead and try HackMotion. I think you'll be happy that you did.